In today's video, we'll be using popsicle sticks and some sandpaper to polish the lip on these wheels and make them shine real nice. Let's get started. What's going on, everyone? So we are going to polish the lip on these wheels. They're a little dirty, but don't mind that. We'll clean them up afterwards. Now I have the wheels put on Casey's car with the car on jack stands, him inside. So just in case it falls off, we're safe. But he's going to basically put it in gear and we're gonna move it. Now I've got these popsicle sticks labeled with 400 grit and work all the way up to 3000. Then I have an old buffer pad right here that we're going to polish them up with. And steel wool does polish, but we'll probably just use the buffer pad with the Meguiar's. So basically he's going to have it started when we do it, and I'm going to set this in here because right here my knuckles hit. Let me show you. They'll hit. So if we use the popsicle stick up against the back, it will apply even pressure all the way through, and then we can sand it down and get it up in the stages to polish. So it may be ghetto, but it will work. And we took as much safety precautions as possible by having him inside. If for any reason it comes off the jack stands, he'll be able to shut it down quickly and it won't damage anything. It'll go out to the street if it falls. But it's in a really good spot. It's really sturdy, so it shouldn't fall. We have it away from the house. The reason we're not using my car is I got the GT35 turbo on right over here. The oil feed line, we're waiting on a part for this because all the other ones leaked. So I'm just waiting for my adapter and this will be ready to go. We gotta take it to the exhaust shop, get a little modifying of the exhaust done. Don't mind this right here. We're just putting a bunch of these on to get a general idea of how much we need in pipe, so how far a pipe we need to go down. That's just temporary. It's not gonna be like that whenever I'm driving. So yeah, the GT35 turbo will be officially ready to go as soon as that oil feed line goes on. So that's why we're not using my car. I just took the wheel off of mine and put it on his for the time being. We'll do the other wheels off video, off camera. We'll give you the general idea of how to do it, and it's a pretty simple process if you can do it on the car. If not, there are other ways to do this without it on the car. It just takes a lot longer to hand sand. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the tripod, set it up, and we'll get started. All right, so we're gonna do this again. We got it on the passenger side, which is the short shaft, so it should spin faster than the other side, which has a longer shaft. So we're gonna go ahead and do this starting with 220. All right. You can speed it up. All right, so we're making some progress, but I think I need something a little more aggressive than 220. As you can see, the outside edge where the most pressure is, it's starting to wear down. So I'm gonna go down to probably like 120 or 180 or whatever's next size down. So I'm gonna go get that real quick and we'll keep going. All right, so I put 80 grit on here. It'll be a little more aggressive, but I think it'll work a little bit quicker. So we'll go ahead and do it again. All right, so I found 150 grit and hot glued it to the stick. We had the wheel off on that side, so there was less rotating mass. So this side ended up being slower than that side. So now that has a heavier wheel on it on that side, so this side should spin faster. We're gonna try this again using 150. Go ahead. now I'm going to use some of this on the outer edge, just making sure to keep my fingers clear of the spokes. You can see we're making some progress on the outside lip of the wheel. Obviously this is a little bit easier to do because I can apply more pressure, but that was 80 grit. So from this point I'm going to step up to 220 around this lip, see if we can get that polish to come back. And then right in here I'm going to have to keep working on. This will take a little bit longer because I can't apply a ton of pressure, just because they're popsicle sticks, they'd probably break. So I'm just going to keep working on it until it has a nice polish to it. All right, so we're definitely making progress on there. I'm gonna move to the 400 on the shinier spots. Probably get some more 80 grit on the inside so we get to the very back, but majority of it's knocked down, so it's starting to take shape. The steel wool left a little bit of dark spots, but that's easily coming out with the sandpaper. So we're gonna go ahead, step it up to 1,000, see if we can get that polish to come out even more. But before I do the 1,000, I'm gonna probably hit it one more time with the 400 grit. We've still got some spots in the back which are harder to reach. I guess you could always hand sand those, but it's definitely starting to work. All right. All right, so it's definitely working. I'm probably gonna have to use my little foam thing because I think these are leaving too big of grooves in here. By pushing down, it's kind of making a flat spot, so it's kind of digging in a little, but definitely working. That thing looks so much better than it did. I'm gonna go get my little foam sanding block so that way I can apply some softer but even pressure. All right, so now we're experimenting with this foam sanding block that I got from AutoZone. And I'll just use normal sandpaper. This time I'll probably wet it down with some water, and I will use the screwdriver to apply pressure so I don't get my fingers caught up in there, and see if that works. So we're gonna go down to 220 again just to try to get in that back area. Well, that's definitely working. So we'll have to do that for the very far back, and then we can do the rest with the wheel spinning. So it goes a little quicker. Alright, so there it is. Definitely polished out nice. It's harder to see since it's getting really dark really fast. That's why I was trying to rush to get this one done. But yeah, definitely polished up real nice. Using the Magic Guard last will protect it from corrosion and stuff. And the Ultimate Compound was definitely a good idea to use on an old buffer pad that I cut off and hot glued on here. So that definitely worked. You can see all that black, that's the aluminum being polished up. So it definitely worked really well, and I think these wheels look so much better now. So we will definitely do this to all four, and I'll put them back on the car, and tomorrow I'll get a video of what they look like all done. So sit tight. All right, here it is in the daylight. The sun's not really bright today, but it's because we have cloud coverage. It's gonna rain. But I want to show you the wheels. It's looking pretty good. I ended up putting the bullet valve cap I made in a previous video using old spent shells, but it actually turned out pretty good. It has that brushed aluminum look. Now I could get these finer scratches out if I wanted to. If you step it up from like 400, 600, 800, 1000, 1500, you know, keep going up until you get to 3000 and higher, then you could get that to go all the way away. But I kind of like the brushed aluminum look. You can get this on purpose using Scotch-Brite pads as well, so it's just an option if you like that. I personally do. And no, I'm not clear coating these. I don't know why. I've always just had bad luck with clear coating over polished aluminum. It always flakes off. Even if you use good clear or cheap clear, it all has the same effect for some reason. So they must have a different way of coating them. But yeah, overall, it doesn't look too bad. I have some things in store for you guys. A few of you that follow me on Instagram probably already know. But it'll definitely be paint videos. And we have some work to do to the Pilot as well. Paint-wise, if I can't get the Pilot sold, yes, it's up for sale. I just don't want to ruin a perfectly good themed vehicle like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. truck bed coated and all that. But wheels look pretty good. Everything's starting to come along pretty nicely. And I definitely have some more videos coming out soon. So definitely stay tuned to this channel and my Texas Honda channel if you want to see more on the GT30 Turbo and all of that good stuff going on. So definitely subscribe to this channel, like the video if you think this video is informative and helpful. If you think you could do this to your wheels, then just be safe when doing it. This is not OSHA approved. And don't have your vehicle facing towards a house. I like to point them away from the house just in case, because you never know, something could happen. This isn't exactly the recommended for everyone to polish your wheels. This way works, but not everyone will approve of it. But yeah, definitely looks a lot better than it did, and that's what makes me happy. So I have some plans for the interior coming up soon as well, so definitely stay tuned, and I will see you guys in the next video. So definitely stay tuned, subscribe, and drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next one. God bless.